Conservative Life on Mars because we're living in strange, strange times. This came across my radar a couple of days ago about the young lady Sara Beth, the beautiful redhead, perky mother at the tender age of 25, mother of three, decided to quit American Idol. Even though everybody was trying to get her to stay, she just decided it wasn't for her and she just wants to be home with her babies. When they did the montage part of it, I noticed that the man who she is married to really looks a lot older than her. I'm just putting a number on it, 35 to 40 years old, and she's been married since she was 18. So I hope you're kind of going down the road that I'm going here with is how much of that decision to quit and that she needs to be back with her babies was her decision. Throughout the whole process, she seemed to be so ecstatic, so perky, so genuinely just in awe of everything. And she had this life, and now it seems like she could have another life in addition to her home life. I honestly believe that this is one of those situations where you have an older man that marries a young girl. The reason why the older man does this is so that he has a young woman to take care of him as he gets older. I kind of got the vibes that he may have put the guilt trip on her that your family needs you. Your family, you can always get this later on when the kids are older, but your family needs you right now because her children seem to be all under the age of 7, and that's being very generous. I know there is some hoopla about the comment that Katy Perry said about laying on the table too much. In some degree, I think she needed to hear that. I don't see it as an insult. I actually think at her age, being 25, the one thing that you can control in your life at 25 is your fertility. And if you just let it go and run amok just because, then you're not really in control of yourself. You're just like a dog in heat that can't control themselves. So I don't see that as a comment, but on the case in point of that, is if this young lady cannot handle criticisms and harsh remarks, then she has no place to be in Hollywood because that's all there is in Hollywood is criticism, harsh remarks, just as well as the accolades. The accolades normally come after you have reached the pinnacle, and she's not there yet. And I think Katy Perry was trying her best to say, this is for you. Why not you go for this? You have time to be a mom, or you could do this in addition to being motherhood, because Katy Perry is actually doing this. And you would not have come all this way out here if you didn't think you had the talent, maybe needed the notoriety, get some extra money on the side. I'm actually thinking this is probably her husband's idea. And then he found out, oh wow, while she's out making a name for herself, I'm stuck with these three little girls, bathing them, feeding them, clothing them, trying to figure out which way is up. No, mama needs to come back home and take care of home. Which is sadly a sentiment that happens with a lot of young ladies, even if it's not such an age difference and it's a close difference. Women feel that they have to do what their husbands say do, and there's no compromise there, or the husband is not willing to compromise in letting her follow her dreams. So, I mean, this is something to think about here. It's really sad because I think she had a good run. To me, she didn't have the best voice, but she did have a pretty voice, but she had a good chance at doing something here. And there's no telling what the heck she's going to do when she goes back to the backwoods, starts taking care of her kids, and she might pop out two more kids, which will desperately tie her to this husband. And this is a trick that a lot of men do is they get that woman pregnant, so she's stuck there, in goodness and health and taking care of kids and making sure he's taken care of and he's got his thing going. But what about her? Okay, this is Conservative Life on Mars. We're living in strange times. My blonde spoke. Please tell me what you think about this. Do you think she should quit? Do you think she should go? Do you think it was her husband that put that bird in her ear that she's needed back at home?